love that Mardi Gras music. It makes me want to dust off the old pasties and hit Bourbon Street. Doesn't it, Drew?
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking.
Drew, you wearing your pasties tonight?
Yeah.
The one with the tassels?
Yeah.
Get them going clockwise.
This shows we're 10 seconds into this. I'm on my heels. I'm back against the wall.
God bless you.
If anything, I want to be dominated. Stop. You stop it. Stop. I want to walk out the door. I feel so welcome here, I'll tell you.
Screw you. We don't need you, Doc. You know I can handle the medical questions.
Don't push me. Don't push too hard.
We got Michael DeLuise coming in here in a minute. He's from 21 Jump Street, Sequest, NYPD Blue, son of Dom DeLuise. We're going to have to talk about that. He's in a new movie called The Shot. We're going to talk about that. Let me talk about the phone numbers real fast. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax is coming at us, 310-854-4455. Faxes and email. Email like something that we got from some friends, Kevin and Nancy, that we were talking about AIDS last night.
Was it last night? Yeah, last night.
Yeah, we had a woman, I believe she was 24. She had a
Right.
child. She was single. She was heterosexual. She was going out there.
She did not live in the urban center. She lived in the suburban or even rural area somewhere.
Right. She lived in a shotgun shack on some haunted hill somewhere, was going to clear away the tumbleweeds and go out and find some abandoned red onion and see if she could do a little bit of swinging because she was single. And she was concerned about AIDS.
Right.
She wanted to know what the probability of her getting AIDS
from kissing,
a heterosexual guy who she might meet at this bar. I told her basically nil.
That would be limited, yeah. This email we got says the question was, could you get oral sex? Get it from oral sex or kissing. Now, obviously, you can get HIV from oral sex, and there's a theory that you might be able to get it from kissing. From kissing. My understanding is, in Great Britain, they don't even consider that one of the risk behaviors.
Really?
Yeah. And the question was, would this woman be at any real significant risk? And we point out that she's not in a risk category, and she lived in a suburban area,
right, and
a rural area.
Then I went ahead and said it's primarily if you're having anal sex, if you're engaged in gay activities, if you're going with someone who's an IV drug user, then you're in a high-risk category.
Right.
If you're going out with someone who isn't engaged in that activity and hasn't been partnered up with someone who is engaged in that activity, then you have a very, very, very low chance of contracting the disease.
And this email we got sort of classically misinterpreted the data. It says, my response was horrifying because basically Adam was right, was all that I had said. These listeners were disgusted. Since I'm a medical doctor, we had expected him to correct Adam and state that the caller, a heterosexual female, was in the highest risk group right now. And that's simply not true. They're the group in which there's the highest rate of increase.
Right.
From almost nothing to something.
From 0% to 0.008% or something.
And it's something to be aware of, and particularly young females. That's the group that probably has the highest rate of increase. But it's not the highest risk group by any stretch of imagination.
And you should wear a condom because you don't want to get gonorrhea or syphilis or herpes or AIDS.
Right.
But, it's like anytime you bring up a subject like this, everyone bashes you. And here's my deal. If we're unrealistic about this, if we say don't go outside because if the wind's blowing the wrong way, you're going to get AIDS, then people stop listening. You know what I'm saying? It's like drugs. If we say you have a hit of pot, your head explodes, you go into convulsions, you go for a butcher knife, and you go after your folks like O.J. himself. Then people have a hit of pot and nothing happens. They go, hey, those guys were a-holes. They were lying. Forget it. They're wrong about everything.
This woman was sort of like saying that she was afraid of driving because there's a possibility you could get in a car accident and die.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be careful. If you're on a motorcycle, wear a helmet. If you're driving in the rain, drive slowly.
Right. If you're driving a Pinto, if you have bald tires, if you're playing, if you've got Ozzy Osbourne cranked up too loud, if you're drunk, there's a million different things that are going to put you in a higher risk category for everything you attempt to do in life.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we've got that settled. I love arguing points when the people aren't here to defend themselves. It always makes us right. Michael.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
I have a problem, a fairly big problem, actually. I ran into a girl. My sister and I were dining in a restaurant the other night, and I ran into a girl who I had a one-night stand with 3 years ago. I got her pregnant, and at the time that she told me that she was pregnant, she also told me that she had had an abortion the day before. I was not thrilled by that prospect. It's not that I'm against abortion. It's just in my personal case, I wish she would have consulted me.
Right. This is 3 years ago.
This is 3 years ago.
Okay.
And when my sister and I saw her in the restaurant, she had a child with her.
A 3-year-old.
A 2-year-old child. My sister followed her into the bathroom and did the girl chat thing and found out that the kid had just turned 2 about 3 months ago, which puts it pretty exact. And the kid looked a lot like me. It was a little boy. I don't know. I'm responsible for the child.
You are?
Of course I am. I mean, it's a 50-50 thing.
No, it isn't. What state are you calling from?
Minneapolis.
I don't know in that state.
Well, I mean, emotionally, I feel, responsible for this child. I'm in a position now where financially I can take care, at least provide something for the child. I don't know what situation she's in. I don't know, I'm just so damn angry that I was deceived. I'm not 100% sure that this kid's mine, but 99% sure I am.
Well, you didn't go over and confront her.
No, she can't. She wouldn't recognize me now. I was in a motorcycle accident and had some plastic surgery. I don't think she would recognize me.
So you knew her, but she didn't know you. I mean, she wasn't aware of you.
I don't even think she saw me. Looked my way in the restaurant anyway. But no, she wouldn't recognize me.
Okay, and there wasn't a guy around who appeared to be Dad.
No, it was just her and the kid and another lady.
Right now. So you're thinking she lied to you. You're thinking she said she had an abortion and she didn't have an abortion.
Exactly. I'm livid. I wish I would have gotten up the guts to go up to her in the restaurant, but unfortunately.
Now, what would that have done? What would that have done, go up to her in the restaurant?
Excuse me?
What would that have accomplished, going up to her in the restaurant?
Well, I don't know.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? I would have asked her if it was mine.
Yeah.
And if that would have been the case, I guess.
Well, all right.
Wait. This is important to me.
Well, what do you think I'm doing here?
Well, what would you have done if she had said this to your child?
Man, I would have. I can't answer that question because it didn't, come to that. I mean, as angry as I am right now, I can pretty much, it wouldn't be a wild guess to think that I would have gone a little bit berserk.
Now, who is it you're concerned about with this child?
I'm concerned about the kid.
Well, if you're concerned about the kid, you're going to go up to a child. If you think a 2-year-old doesn't understand this kind of thing, you better think again. Disturb his mother, tell him you're his father, go berserk in front of him. I mean, who is it you're thinking about here, Michael? Yourself or this child? Because it sounds to me that you had the narcissistic injury here, and you really aren't concerned about the child. If you're concerned about the child, you'd think about supporting the mother, finding out what the deal is to keep the child in a safe and supportive environment, supporting the mom, and find a way to put the child's well-being as a priority and not your own feelings.
But I understand. You would fault me for
no, I can't fault you for being angry. Absolutely not. But
Drew,
what I'm saying is, if you're such a great parent, and if you're really going to take care of the child, and that's your priority, that better be your priority.
Well, he didn't say anything, so he did show some restraint, and some judgment and some caution. So maybe he is thinking straight. Do you have any way of contacting her?
I know her name, and I know where she used to live. So I'm sure there are a few avenues I can take to find out. Now, where she is.
What do you think? Do you think she took you home to get pregnant on that one-night stand?
No. I mean, I used to be a bouncer in a nightclub, and I mean, it was, at that point in my life, it wasn't necessarily an uncommon thing. But I've changed around, and
are you in recovery now?
And, my life is going in a positive direction now. And it's just that this has thrown me for such a loop. It's really amazing. I haven't even told my fiancée yet.
Oh, well, that sort of adds a little something to the mix.
Well, she's a very, very understanding person, but this might screw things up a little bit for me. I mean, I once I changed my life around for the better.
What does that mean, changing my life around for the better?
Well, I mean, I was...
You're a drug addict?
No, not at all. In fact, I've pretty much stayed away from it all my life, but I was... When I was at the bar, I was doing a lot of self-destructive things like taking girls home, doing excessive drinking. Now I have a real good job.
All right, Michael.
A beautiful girl,
All right, so you're on the straight and narrow now. Things are looking good, but you're being plagued by the thought of having a 2-year-old running around who doesn't know you as daddy. That's what's going on. So let's get to it. What do you want to do? I mean, obviously you're going to have to find out, or it's going to eat away at you.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it in front of the child. You don't want to traumatize the child.
But I want to find out for sure, 100%.
Right, and that means a blood test, right?
If it is my kid, I want to provide for him in some way.
Do you think that this woman will deny it if you say, look, if this is my child, I would just like to provide?
I don't know this girl that well. I mean, it was a one-night stand. It was wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That was it.
All right. Michael, you got to find out. You have to track this person down. You have to, put on a suit and don't be drunk or anything when you go over there.
I don't drink anymore.
And you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, you got to go over there in a real fair state of mind and confront her. And I bet if you sneak up on her, or I bet if you confront her with it, you'll be able to tell whether she's lying or not. And if it's still haunting you, if she doesn't give you a good excuse, then I guess you're going to have to get a blood test.
Yeah. That is exactly what I should do. But
if you can find her number, we'll call her.
Yeah, right. I'd really like to do that in front of the whole world, but I mean, it's just I'm just shaken by the whole thing. I mean, it's like once I've gotten everything together, it just this is the flaw in the armor. It's scary.
All right, Michael, find her, call her, get the test, and figure it out. I don't know what else to tell him. Dave.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Yeah, I have a small problem.
All right.
This past weekend, I had sex with my girlfriend, and I used a condom that was very, very old.
How old?
Did it have a drawstring?
How old?
Well, it's been in my wallet since the past summer.
That's too old.
Don't you realize, let me just say this very quickly, Dave, and to all young males listening, putting the condom in your wallet is a curse. It's like you're trying to go out and get vampires. You're trying to bang vampires, and you just load up on garlic. Somehow, women sense, I don't know what it is, something like a homing beacon or something. I carried a condom around in my wallet for years, never got anything.
It's a repellent.
It's a repellent. It's a female repellent.
Huh.
You have to put the condom somewhere where you have to get up and stagger around with an erection and like get out in the cold and drive for 20 miles to find it in order to get women.
Well, this was at a party.
Did it break?
I don't know, but I hear stories about how the wallet can just...
Yeah, what do you mean you don't know if it broke?
Well, it wasn't all torn up, but, on the KY jelly ad, it says microscopic holes can form. Have you ever heard about that?
Yeah. But, I mean, usually when they fail altogether. And if it didn't break, you're probably in pretty good shape.
All right?
All right.
All right, good luck, Dave. It's a real potpourri tonight. Angel.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Drew. Hi, Mike.
Mike isn't in yet, but he will be in momentarily.
Or does she mean Mike?
She mean Mike? You mean
Mike DeLuise.
Oh, okay.
And Mike in the booth.
I like when people listen with a notepad. Go ahead, Angel. What's your question?
I have a relationship problem for you.
Fantastic.
Okay. This is mostly for you, Adam, because I know you have an answer to this.
Thank God.
I am involved, or was involved, in an office romance.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, does that mean you're going out with someone from work, or you're just getting it on office furniture?
Well, we're working on that. We haven't actually quite gotten to that yet.
Yeah, that's good. That's real prudent. Screw on the boss's desk. Don't worry. It's a half-hour lunch. You'll never catch us.
Unfortunately, it is, I had this guy, and I really liked him. And we had been, talking and doing the luncheons and all that. Long story short, this guy's been after me for months and months and months and months. And I was resistant because I didn't want an office romance.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we finally went there, and we finally became sexually involved, and I really like him. And the problem is he's afraid of me now. And he thinks he's intimidated by my intense sexuality, quote, unquote.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Don't think that's not the topic of conversation in the men's room and by the water cooler, by the way, Angel.
He says I scare him to death.
Well, what are you doing to him?
Well, nothing, really. I mean, I call him up, and I tell him what I want to do to him.
Yes, yeah. And
I talk dirty to him, and I'm thinking this is what guys really like.
Then his mom says, hold on, he's in the shower. Yeah, and what do you do? What do you say you're going to want to do to him?
Well, can I say this on the air?
Well, leave out some of the words, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I just tell him I want to close the office door, get down on my knees, and do what comes naturally.
Do you talk about tanning his hide or wearing him like a puppet or anything like that?
Sort of, yeah. I mean,
wearing him like a puppet? Oh, my God.
I told him I wanted to take him into our office and rape him.
Really?
Yes, I did. And I'm thinking he really likes this, but it's like scaring him to death.
All right, let me tell you something. All right, Angel, let me tell you something. Yeah. We all know that women hold the cards sexually.
Uh-huh.
They deal. You know what I'm saying? They will give you your hand, but a guy likes to feel like he's calling the shots.
Okay.
And when you come on too strong, the guy gets on the ropes. He doesn't know what to do.
But see, before, this guy was after me like gangbusters, and I thought.
Let me tell you something about guys at work.
And then when we finally got involved, I got really comfortable with him. I really like him, and so now I want him every chance I can get.
Let me tell you, Angel. Angel,
I thought you liked me.
Angel, part of it you could just be annoying him. I'm not sure, but I may be getting that vibe.
Okay.
Angel, listen. Here's what guys do at work. Guys sit at work for 9 hours at a time. And it's the most sexual downtime a man is ever going to have. Because if a man sits at home for 9 hours, he's going to masturbate 3 or 4 times. He's going to have phone sex 4 or 5 times. Uh-huh. Lord knows what he's doing to the dog. Man cannot sit bunched up in a suit for 9 hours at a time, especially these office jobs. So what's a guy do? He looks around. He sees Fat Phil over there answering the phones. He steers away from him. He sees the lesbian chick who's over there sharpening number 2 pencils. And then he sees you. Uh-huh. He's killing time. That's all guys do at work is come on to people sexually.
Okay.
They don't necessarily want a relationship. It's just a sexual outlet for them.
Well,
Am I right, Drew?
But this guy got a relationship. He pursued it until he had one.
Right, and now she is dragging him, kicking and screaming by the hair into the bedroom, tying him down and beating him up like he was ground round. Angel.
Yes.
Play coy.
Like play coy.
Do you understand what that is?
Yes.
I'm not talking about the Japanese fish. Do you understand? Take it easy.
Okay.
Wear something flowery.
You're kidding me.
Wear something flowery. Don't talk too much. Mm-hmm. Put on some perfume. And, when you walk by, drop your handkerchief in front of him or something. Don't smack him in the head and ram his face into your crotch.
90s?
It is.
I mean, I thought men really liked
It's the 90s. Women. It's the 90s for women, but it's the 40s for men. All right, we got more Loveline. We should all say hi to Michael DeLuise.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Who's here? He's a fine-looking lad. Looks a little like kind of a Jason Priestley thing going on. You get that?
Well, don't flatter me. He's thanks.
You're turning red like you've had sex with a guy or something. You never had any contact with him, did you?
Just a little.
Not that intimate contact.
All right, let me give the numbers out. That voice of reason was Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician. I am Adam Carolla, and here's the phone numbers. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Faxes 310-854-4455. Let's talk a little bit to Michael before we go back to the phones, and then Michael's going to jump in and help us out with these phones. So, 21 Jump Street.
Yes, sir.
Now, your older brother was on that.
Yeah.
Too, so it's kind of confusing for people, I guess.
Yeah, I was stopped a little bit, but we get each other's fan mail, but I gather that people kind of can tell us apart.
Well, he's a heavier set guy, right? He's a bigger guy.
Me. He's a big, tough guy, and I'm a small, tough guy.
How'd that happen? Different, same mom and everything?
Same mom. My mom is like 3 feet tall. No, my mom is. You can't believe that 3 kids came out of her. The size that we are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I'm one of 3, and my younger brother's, like, much bigger.
And he's doing the acting stuff, too?
Yeah. Actually, my older brother, he wrote a movie, and I'm producing it right now, and it's about 2 cops that get thrown off the force, and they're brothers, and they become private detectives.
Now, this isn't going to be one of these crappy Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez junk piles, is it? Where they become garbage men, and they go out and do something like that?
It's about 2 private investigators. It's called Dicks. So it's appropriately talked about.
I think I rented that.
Loveline.
So you're on Sequest.
Yeah, we did that for a year and a half. My brother and I, he shaved his head, and they painted lines on him, and he was like this synthetic human being. And we worked on that, and it was in Orlando, Florida. So we had a good time on that.
And what are you in? You're not in a real sub to do that, are you?
No, we didn't go into a real sub.
And is that a real dolphin? No, they got a real dolphin on that.
Yeah, Darwin's a real dolphin.
Yeah, he's SAG?
He's SAG. He is SAG. And there's another fellow on that. His name is Ted Ramey, and he was in the movie that I'm here to promote, The Shot, which is at Man Westwood.
Yes, and doing very nicely.
And doing very
nicely. So you
nicely.
told me during the break.
Woohoo!
And tell me about The Shot real quick.
The Shot is I did a movie called Wayne's World, and I met a fellow named Dan Bell, and we were in that movie. And then he said, I want to make a movie. And there's a catch-22 in Hollywood where you can't be an actor unless you got
blow
a SAG
somebody?
card.
Oh, okay.
Or you blow somebody.
Right, okay.
And you can't get a SAG card unless you blow somebody.
Right.
Oh, no.
So you got your SAG card.
You're destroying my train of thought.
You took the bib off, you took the knee pads off, you got the SAG card in hand, and you're ready to go out.
Right, but you can't get work unless you have a SAG card, and you can't get a SAG card unless you get work.
Right, but you get Taft-Hartley.
You get Taft-Hartley.
Right.
Yeah. George Lucas was asked how you become a filmmaker, and his response was one word: somehow. And Dan Bell decided that he wanted to make a movie, and filmmaking's very much like acting. Somehow. So he asked all his friends, and we all got together, and we made this movie for like 35 cents, and it's out in the Man Westwood Theater, and they just got an extended play. The UCLA college people are going crazy about it, and you know, it's the beginning of your career, and you're frustrated, and it's about that, you know.
Right. And you're also on NYPD Blue.
It's hysterically wacky funny.
Right?
If you like offbeat humor.
I love offbeat humor. That's why I like Drew. Shelley.
Woo!
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Drew. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Let me tell you a little bit about my problem. Let me just start by saying I am highly embarrassed about what has happened to me.
Good.
Okay. I was married for 4 years. I was with the same guy for like 6 years. We got divorced, and it was final in December. Since then, I started seeing a guy that I knew from way before I was married and who I trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And I started having a problem in January when I would pee, when I'd urinate.
Right.
Blood would come out.
Right.
Right.
And I went to a doctor. I was out of town at the time, and he couldn't really find anything wrong with me. He did a lot of tests. So the last week I got back into my town, and I made an appointment with my doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I got up on the table and everything, and he's like, well, we'll check you out, see what's wrong with you. And the first thing he says, well, it looks like you have a wart. And I'm like, what? He's like, it looks like you have a wart, and I'm going to treat it as a wart right now. And then he just started kind of going ballistic on me and everything. And
Okay, so...
Wait a minute, the doctor started going ballistic on you?
He'll freeze the wart off.
I thought it was like a verbal barrage or something.
No.
He didn't call you a slut or anything.
He also did make me feel very, ashamed and...
Why?
Well, because, I had unprotected sex, so he, made me feel... And I know maybe I know I was wrong now.
He's not shaming you for having had sex. He's shaming you for being silly, having it unprotected.
He didn't backhand you and call you a hoe?
No.
Shelley, basically, if you are under 35 and you have unprotected sex, you're going to get warts. That's how common warts are.
Are you serious?
They're so common.
Well, that's only for women, though, right?
No, they are so common.
You're saying give it a name and
in urban centers, I've had some gynecologists say they are endemic, meaning everybody has them.
Right. See, I went to the I went to the library over the weekend, and I went on some CD-ROM thing.
Yeah,
and got all this.
And you saw how common they are. I mean, they are so common, right?
I guess what I'm asking you then is, what is life going to be like for me? He told me flat out, even when you're married again, Shelley, because I'll get married again one day, I hope anyway, because I'm a very attractive person. I'm a teacher.
Even when you get married again?
He was like, you have to use condoms for the rest of your life.
Well, what difference does it make if you give warts to your husband?
That's what I guess I need to find out.
Well, what difference I'm asking you, what difference could you imagine that would make?
Well, that's not always the nicest thing.
It's not the nice thing, but the only problem with warts for men is that they can give it to somebody else.
Michael, so it's definitely contagious.
Highly contagious. And Shelley, you need to remember that you're contagious even when the wart is treated.
Let me ask Michael a quick question.
Like a French tickler, then. At that point.
As a man, settle down, everyone. As a man, in the gift department, you're getting a gift for your wife. Yeah. Would you rather get a belt sander or warts? Seriously, now think about it.
I think you'd go for the sander.
I think I would too, even if I wasn't handy, even if I didn't have a garage.
All right, but
but if it's in the mix of the relationship, that's something that has to be dealt with.
Right.
You say that's.
It's kind of like you're marking your territory in a way.
It's so common, Shelley. The only people it has a real medical significance for are women, because it increases your risk of cervical cancer.
Exactly, so I've already even had and conquered breast cancer.
You have had breast cancer?
Yeah.
At 28?
I had it at 26.
Wow.
I went through the whole thing, surgery, chemotherapy.
Oh, my God.
And I thought, I really, I'm a really healthy person. I'm really together, and look at me. And
this is not a big deal.
Everybody has warts.
Everybody has warts. You need to get more frequent pap smears. You need to have the warts treated when you have them. You need to obsequiously wear a condom. Whenever somebody is with you, wear a condom. When you're married, as Michael said, sort it out in the relationship what you guys want to do with it. It won't be a big issue. And the chances are already good that your husband's going to have a form of the virus anyway.
Yeah, and you can tell him you got it from, sharing a swing at the park or something,
and the
right?
reality is she may have gotten it from her husband and may just never have expressed the wart. The warts can come on long after the virus is contracted.
I would say I just got it at birth from my mom. Cindy.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Hi. Hi, Dr. Drew. Hi, Adam.
Say hi to Michael.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Cindy. What's going on?
I have a really weird problem.
Go ahead.
It kind of put me in an awkward position and everything. I was at my work Sunday night, and one of my friends is always there. I was talking to her. Well, my brother-in-law and my sister came to my work to talk to my parents and me. And my brother-in-law came in, and this friend of mine, she'd never met him before. She was telling me that he looked really familiar to her. And I'm all, how? And then they figured out that they knew each other from some party during in June of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica was talking, and she was just well, that's weird. And then he ended up leaving a little bit later. They were just talking back and forth. I didn't really realize what they were talking about. I figured they just knew each other. No big deal. And then she goes, well, how long has he been married? Because this is my sister's husband. And she goes, how long has he been married? I said, 2 years. And she goes, well, that's funny. And I said, well, why is that? And she was really reluctant to telling me at first. She goes, because her sister and my brother-in-law, I guess they were fooling around at this party and everything.
All right, so let me just recap here. This girl who you're friends with, who's at the office with you, had sex.
Her sister.
Huh?
Her friend's sister.
Her friend's sister?
Yeah, she was at the party with her friend, and I guess her sister had said that if anybody ever knew this guy, don't tell that, she knew it. And, I'm lost about what I should do. She said she doesn't think that they had sex. She knows they didn't have sex.
Just that her brother-in-law's messing around.
All right, your brother-in-law's messing around.
And have you told your sister?
That's what I don't know. This happened just on Sunday.
What I would do is I would address the brother-in-law and say, I know this, and I'm inclined, because I know this, and I want to check this out with you, and I'm inclined to tell my sister, your wife, right? Is that the right relationship?
Yeah, after you shake him down.
You shake him
You got to
down.
get some money. You got to get
Check
a little
if
hush.
he has any penile warts.
Little hush
first.
money first.
I mean, they've been married for like 2 years, and it's like their relationship was like really rocky for a while, and it's starting to get better now, and I don't want to like ruin it for my sister.
All right, here's my take on the whole fool around thing. If this guy's going to fool around on her with any consistency, I would tell the sister, because this
That's what I
guy's a
figured.
dangerous guy.
I figured that this probably wasn't an isolated incident. It probably happened somewhere else along the line.
Well, you're not helping by being quiet, and
Yeah,
in my opinion,
I would give him first crack at it.
Okay.
See if he's sincere. Don't have sex with him, by the way. Just talk. Tell him you know what's up. Give him a chance to defend himself. And if he doesn't sound right, go to the sis.
Okay.
All right, but don't tell him you're going right to the sis or anything like that, or he may have you snuffed.
Okay.
All right? I like to add a little drama to the show.
No.
All right.
Drama music.
God bless you. We'll be back with Michael DeLuise after this. All right, Loveline. Phone numbers are 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. The voice you hear now is Adam Carolla's. The voice you don't hear is Dr. Drew's. And the voice you hear right now
Loveline
is Michael DeLuise. And Michael, son of Dom.
Yes, sir.
Legendary actor. Let me ask you.
Amen.
Now, him and Burt Reynolds were good. He and Burt Reynolds
Still.
are good. Still
Yeah.
good friends. Mm-hmm. Even though Burt's kind of losing it a little, isn't he?
He's a good guy. He's been through, he's been through a whole life experience. You deal with them. You're dealing with one chapter. Read the whole book.
He used to seem a little more happy-go-lucky. I think Lonnie kind of dragged him down a little bit.
He still is a happy-go-lucky guy. I had the fortune of spending a weekend with him about 6 months ago, and we had a great time. He was telling old stories, and it was about stunts and Hal Needham, and that was a blast.
Because your dad in Burt used to crank out one of those Cannonball movies like every week and a half, right? No script. This is the good old days. This is when you could make a movie. You didn't need a script, just Hal Needham and a bunch of Chevys, and they'd go out to the desert, and Dom and Burt would vamp.
Yeah, he'd call them jingles. He just, there weren't lines.
And the great thing about those Hal Needham, Cannonball, Burt and Dom movies is half the movie would be the movie, and then the last 45 minutes would be outtakes. Like Don busting up.
Yeah, they had a good time.
Burt, can you do the Burt laugh?
No, I can't do that.
It makes like a whale sound when he does that. So, all right, good friends. It must have been cool to have Burt hanging out.
Yeah.
Although,
and he's doing striptease now with Demi Moore.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. He's doing good.
Now, how old were you when Deliverance
on the up and up.
came out? You must have been pretty young.
I was old enough to know I don't want to squeal like a pig ever in my life.
I mean, did Burt never never screwed with you, like walked in the living room wearing just that vest and said, I want to talk to you.
No, you want to go river rafting? No. Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you.
All right, now back to the phones. Penny.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Hi. Okay, I have a question for Drew and a comment for Adam.
Oh.
Okay, I have HPV. I've got warts too.
Human papilloma virus?
Yes, sir.
We're educating this man here.
My first boyfriend gave it to me.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, I was just wondering if this is gonna. I want to donate blood or bone marrow. I was wondering if that would affect.
Wait, who's this marrow guy?
I
She wanted bone marrow. So, remember.
Yeah. Not that I'm aware of, Penny. I may be wrong. I don't know for a fact that it's not some kind of screening criteria, but I don't believe it'd be a problem.
What does HPV mean? I don't even know.
Human papilloma virus.
What the hell is papilloma?
I know what the letters stand
Papilloma
for
means
now.
wart. Human meaning human. Human wart virus.
We got the human part.
There are many different types of
over there.
There are many different types of HPV, and some of them may have very, very low potential for increasing the risk of cervical cancer. Some much higher. And which one a given individual has is hard to say.
So can you get tested and find out?
Not really. No. Yeah, I'm sure you could, but it's not typically done. What's typically done is women are just screened more regularly, which is fine.
Right, because they can get the cancer.
Right.
Right. All right, Mike.
Yeah, hi.
I'm catching on to the system.
Yeah, hi.
I'm going to get some sort of honorary degree bestowed upon me by Bill Cosby before I'm done with this gig.
Say this.
Right on.
No.
Hey, I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
It's to anyone on the panel that can answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is gay, and my cousin is also gay.
All right, keep them apart.
Yeah. And I wanted to know if it's...
I have no idea what that meant.
Neither does anybody else.
If it's hereditary?
Yeah, because, I want to know if maybe I can pass it on to my kids or something like that.
Homosexuality?
Yeah.
Well...
Because it's a cousin on my dad's side.
Yeah. Well, like any elements that lead to certain constellations of human behavior, there are biological factors that are involved. And we're learning more and more about that all the time. And if there are biological factors, there must therefore be some genetic factors.
Let me ask a few hard-hitting questions.
Now, to what extent the genetics are expressed, I really don't know. And I don't think it's a significant issue, though I'm sure there's data out there looking at this.
Well, I don't care. I say live and let live.
Yeah, I don't think you should worry about it. Let's put it that way. I mean, that's like saying, gee, Grandpa was alcoholic. Should I not have kids? I mean... I don't believe in that.
Yeah, your kids can be gay. It's not the end of the world. But let me ask you some serious questions.
Okay, shoot.
Growing up, a lot of potpourri around the house? you understand I have to ask?
No, there was not.
No, not
These
a
are
lot of
hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, so I'm going down the list here. Diet soda, how about that?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
I refused to drink it.
You refuse to drink it. All right, good man. I'm still going to add 3 points just for exposure to the cans themselves. Now, number 2.
But my understanding of gay is that we don't really have control over our sexuality. And if it's something that we're confronted with, that's something we have to accept.
You coming on to me?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Not you.
I'm gonna hear these questions that Adam is dreaming up as he's sitting here.
Hey, Drew, I got a system. It's all in the vault up here. You, which I don't have the combination to. A lot of cats around the house?
No cats. I shoot them when I see them.
Okay, all right. You're doing well. I'm going to deduct 2 points. Did your father wear a lot of turtleneck sweaters, even though it was warm outside?
Not to my knowledge.
So far, I don't see any problems.
You better get
here.
to the acid test.
Was there a squeegee in the shower?
No.
All right. No problem then, Mike.
I'm cool then.
You're cool.
Well, see, because I had seen something on TV a while back that in the brain there was...
The hypothalamus.
Whatever.
Hypothalamus.
Hyper.
But Mike, I don't think you've heard anything we've said so far. So.
No, I have.
What I said was there are genetic elements to this, and to what extent it's expressed is unknown, and I don't think you should worry about it.
So you get the hypothalamus, which is what? What is that?
That's
part of your brain?
It's one of the main controls of visceral hormonal function.
Oh, it's a part in your brain shaped like Jim Neighbors?
No. It's a funnel-shaped thing that feeds down into your pituitary gland. A lot of important sort of monitoring of visceral function goes on.
And if it's big, more gay stuff gets through, or I don't know how it works. I mean, the bigger makes you gay, right?
I forget which nucleus it is that's up.
Look at Michael. Are you are you disgusted?
No, I'm not disgusted.
No, you don't?
I would rather just not pass judgment on.
Oh no, I'm not passing judgment. I'm just trying to, trying to get to the bottom of it.
You're being judgmental again, Adam.
I'm not.
We're going to get 1,000 faxes now about something you said again.
Mandy,
if I had kids and they were gay, I'd rather them be happy.
Right, of course.
Go and be happy.
Of course.
I think life's tough enough.
And let me tell you, the gays are the happiest people on earth. They really are. They take care of business like nobody's business. Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's like 2 guys. I mean, one guy can go fix a car, the other guy can go bring home the bacon. It's a beautiful relationship.
Mandy?
Yes?
What can we do for you?
Well, about a month... Actually, no, it was September. It was a month ago. I'm sorry.
You what?
Forget it. In September, I had a miscarriage. And since then, my relationship with my fiancé is kind of going downhill.
From what?
Just we fight a lot more. And we don't talk as much as we used to.
Why do you think that's happening?
I feel like I can't really talk to him as much as I did before.
Why?
Because I feel like it hurt me more than it hurt him.
Does he blame you?
No, Mandy, I guarantee you it did.
He does.
No, I guarantee you that it hurts her more than it hurts him.
Right.
Men are clueless. Men are pathetically not in tune to what happens to women insofar as having babies or losing babies. It's just a mystery to us. And you can only appreciate it by watching people close to you go through it.
Let me defend men for a second.
No, I'm not saying that's bad. It's a fact.
For 100.
If my kid got lost I would go out
No.
and I would look for until it
Eternity.
got dark.
Right.
No, I'm not going for a beer, but I would go out and spend a couple hours.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about being a parent. I'm talking about the pregnancy thing.
Oh, okay.
Men really do not.
Couple hours. That's great.
I'm saying depending on what was on
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Men really don't have any kind of instinctive understanding of what women go through. And after miscarriage...
a woman has a miscarriage. Go, come on, run it off. Let's go. Come on, shake it.
You can't... Men, it doesn't even occur to them the impact that it has. And
I
for most
understand what you're saying.
women, they don't even realize the impact it's going to have. There can be tremendous mood disturbances, a lot of guilt, a lot of sense of loss, and you can get resentful towards your husband for not having rescued you from this or for not appreciating or supporting you through it. I mean, it's a real source of potential conflict.
But I think the conflict is part of a natural process, and whether that process makes the relationship go on or whether it ends the relationship, that's part of the natural process.
So you can tell a man's fabric by how he reacts in these types of situations. I mean, you can get a judge for a guy. Is he?
No, I'm
what?
saying
What
if
do you
they're
mean?
fighting, if they're fighting, that's a sign of something. They're not relating on that
But
level.
it may just be that Mandy's severely depressed after this thing and is getting resentful and angrier and more depressed.
I
And,
feel like I'm kind of just going up and down constantly.
And what's your beef with him? He is not being sympathetic enough?
It's when he is sympathetic, he gets cold. He doesn't tell me what he's thinking. He just kind of gets distant, but swears up and down that he's sympathetic.
Yeah, he's probably feeling, first off, he's probably feeling really uncomfortable about how guys have a lot of trouble with the sympathy thing, and when you mix the whole female thing in with the sympathy thing, guys have no idea, and there's no hallmark thing that's going to. All right, I'm not.
So you can
Drew's
tell.
waiting for something, but I'm not going to do anything. But guys don't know what to do, and so they kind of clam up and get weird.
Also because they don't
you
really
have
know
an
what's
expectation of him, and you can tell him what you'd like him to do, and you can even tell him what you're seeing. But you can't be him. You can't have him act the way you want.
Right. He may not be able to, or at least at this point, be able to really respond the way you want him to. And if there are sort of real serious tensions developing between you, get some counseling together. I mean, it should be something that should be relatively easily manageable. It sounds like a particular crisis that you guys will get through, and probably things like getting pregnant again take care of everything.
Very good advice.
Wait, we have to.
We got about a minute. Paul.
Yes, sir. I got an interesting question. I was watching a program on CBS called Chicago Hope, and they were speaking of something called it's a delayed ejaculation. Now,
Right.
I was wondering, is that like when you leave your girlfriend's house and you're in your car and it happens? What's up?
And how do you buy one?
I have no idea. I've been through sex ed in school and stuff. They never taught us nothing of a delayed ejaculation.
Delayed. I think that means you last longer than 5 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't ejaculate.
Oh, is that
what it is?
Yeah.
Ever?
No, I mean, you have trouble ejaculating.
Oh, that's awful.
You're very sympathetic, Paul.
Yeah, that men can sympathize with,
I
right?
would hate for something like that ever to happen.
Yeah, especially if you're wearing sweats.
Exactly.
No, I'm not saying it happens when you...
It just never happens.
It just doesn't happen. It's delayed.
It just doesn't happen.
Well, then it's not delayed. It's not like you're at an airport and DC-10 full of sperm is due to arrive any moment now and it never shows up. It's like it's never going to... It's not late. It never comes.
But that can be an awful thing. I mean, sometimes you want Gone with the Wind to end, so you could say, frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
That's right. And sometimes you want to fast forward to the tit scenes.
Silence.
All right, we got more Loveline. That was Michael DeLuise.
I'm having a really good time
with the Ask Mr. Al.
Woo!
Hey, we got a fax from someone who claims to work for a San Diego blood bank, and he says, no, you cannot donate blood if you have genital warts. It is a permanent deferral, which I have a hard time believing that's the case because so many people have genital warts. So, and I don't notice people walking out of blood banks not giving blood, but that's what it says. You want me to read the rest of it?
No, I don't want you to read the rest of it. Actually, it was quite complimentary, but modesty prevents me.
If she says so, it is so.
Read that other fax, though, Drew. This is kind of interesting.
Does a fetus produce bodily waste? Not really fecal material because it's everything's being sort of sorted out through the placenta.
You're saying there's no corn or any.
That's a really good question.
Well, there is something called meconium that the baby will produce, and it comes out during delivery, and they can aspirate it. It's a big mess.
Sure, so we need it for.
Doesn't fetus take a dump?
They really don't. They basically don't.
Here,
they cough up.
Listen, he's kicking up now. Now he's going number 2. But it's kind of interesting. All right, so he can't go number 2 because there's no produce in there.
But he can't go number.
But he can go number 1.
Yeah, his kidneys will produce a little bit of stuff, and that gets out into the fluid that they're floating in.
But very commonly, when a baby's born, they urinate.
So
Isn't that right?
When a baby's born,
they defecate more, and that's
really another reason why I don't need to be there. But let me say,
I've been waiting for a long time.
Peeing in your own embryonic sac is kind of like taking a squirt in a hot tub or something. I mean, you're there. You're not going anywhere.
I don't mind.
You got no problem with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about it. Well, your wife had triplets, right, Drew?
Right.
So there's 3 of them, and one of them's going number 1.
Individual sack.
The other 2 got to be pissed.
No.
What, you mean they're not all in the same hot tub?
No.
Let's stick to the hot tub analogy because it's easier for me to understand. You're saying instead of one hot tub with 3 of them in it, and one of them takes a piss in the hot tub.
Each had their own hot tub.
But that are near each other.
Right.
And is there like a place to shower and stuff?
Don't pee in my pool. I won't swim in your toilet.
We got to kill another 8 seconds before we do this 10-second ID thing.
Dum bum bum. The Shot and Man Westwood, starring
who?
Dan Bell and Michael Rifkin and Dana Carvey and Mo Gaffney and
yeah.
Are we still going?
Hey, Mike, quit screwing with us. All right. The guy who was doing the soft shoe is Michael DeLuise. I am Adam Carolla. That was Dr. Drew explaining the hot tub theory and why his kids all had their own tub. So no matter how many kids you got in there, they all have their own sack.
Stop leaning on my shack.
They can share placentas.
Oh, they can?
Yeah. So they probably can share hot tubs.
Okay, very good. All right, let me give the numbers out. 1-800, I don't know why I keep saying numbers. The number, 1-800-LOVE-191, because I translate it to 1-800-568-3191. And the fax number, 310-854-4455. Robert, you're on Loveline.
Yeah, I got a problem.
All right.
Yeah, my girlfriend, me and my girlfriend having sex in a car.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. What kind of car?
That was a Chevy.
Yeah, what make?
A 65, I don't know what it is.
Okay, how many miles on the car?
I don't know.
A 1955?
65.
65.
Oh, okay. So there was some room.
Yeah.
All right.
And I don't know what to do. My mom and dad caught me in the back.
Well, the whole idea to having sex in a car, by the way, is to park the car.
It was parked.
Yeah, but it was in the driveway, right?
Yeah.
Well,
they weren't home, though.
Well,
and they came home?
He's 15, Adam. You can't drive it anywhere.
Oh, you can't?
No. Not when you're 15.
Let's go get it on in the car.
That's what I call putting in park. Let's go park somewhere. How about in the driveway? We don't have to move it.
So your folks pulled up, and there you were.
No, and then they seen like just somebody in the car, and they got scared, and they just like went to go look at it, and it was me.
And they were more frightened when all they saw was the crack of your ass going up and down. Am I right, Robert?
No, it was just like sitting there, and it was, they just came up and they like opened the door and like pulled me out and like threw me on the grass, and then she like ran home.
So they yelled at you and they punished you for that?
They like beat me.
Wait a minute. What are they, Mormon?
No.
Why are they beating you?
They didn't really beat me. They just like threw me out of the car.
All right, so let's recap. First, were you clothed?
Like, no, I wasn't.
No, you were naked.
Yes.
So your parents dragged your naked ass out of the car and rolled you on the lawn.
Yeah.
Okay. What was she wearing?
She was wearing a bra and underwear.
All right, and she just scurried out and ran home.
Yeah.
Wow. Drew's shaking his head. He doesn't believe
it. I
it.
don't know what to say. I'll take Switzerland for 100. Robert, have you seen The Shot? Go to Man Westwood. This is the age range.
When did this happen?
Huh?
When did this happen?
Last week.
And what's going on now with you and your parents?
They're like, I can't do nothing. They like say you're not doing nothing for the rest of your life and stuff like that.
You're grounded.
Huh?
You're grounded.
They know what's going on with you. Mom and Dad knows what's going on. They went through the same thing, the sexual urges, and that's a natural process. But experiencing it with your kids is a different thing. So I think they're going to ease up, and if they don't, call back.
Yeah, but what about if my mom and dad tell their mom and dad? I can't see her for like the rest of my life.
All right. Listen, first things the folks probably did is put slip covers on the seats and took some Armor All to the headliner. Next thing they did, they rolled you on the lawn. She went running home. Now, they haven't called the other folks yet, have they? All right. If they haven't done it yet, I don't think they're going to do it. And let me tell you something, too, as the parent of a boy, which I'm not, but I like to speak like I'm a parent of a boy. I would feel somewhat responsible. Wouldn't you, Drew?
Right.
You feel like this guy he's from your loins.
Right.
And he's running out, and he's screwing with this girl in the car, and the last thing you'd want to do is talk to the other dad and go, pardon me, because a 15-year-old boy is a lot like your dog. You know, when he craps on the lawn, it's not the dog that gets into trouble. It's a guy holding the leash. He has to clean up after you. When your dog craps on someone's lawn, you don't go knocking on the door and go, pardon me, my dog just took a dump on your lawn.
You just clean it up.
You clean it up, hope no one saw, yank the chain once or twice, and head on down the sidewalk.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hope they respect your ability to carry on a relationship and let you do that, but do it in a more supervised chaperone.
Can I ask you a question, Dr. Drew?
Yes, Robert.
I was bodyboarding today, and the bodyboard hit me in the nut, and I don't know it hurts real bad right now.
Is it swollen up?
It's swollen right now. It hurts.
Yeah. Get it checked into. There's a lot of things that can happen, some of which need to be surgically corrected, and a lot of which just don't amount to anything.
But problem 2 may take care of problem 1. I mean, his nuts may just be so swollen that he cannot perform any more.
I've had small ruptures, where I just take it easy for a day and a night, and
it goes down,
and it's okay.
You've been socked in the nuts?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Sure.
What happened?
That's how I call myself a little tough guy.
What happened?
It hurt.
I know it hurt, but how'd you get socked in the nuts?
I have 2 brothers. We're like wildcats.
Hold him down while I sock him in the nuts, Ann. No, I was talking to Drew. Ann, you're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
My brother is 16 years old, and we have found that he's had empty Gatorade containers that he's peed in, that he stores in his room.
Perfectly natural, yes. Next question.
And what is he doing with this? Is he just storing?
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, is it just that he's lazy, that he can't get up and go to the bathroom, or is it just some kind of, sexual thing?
That wouldn't cause him to hide the pee. I mean, if he just so lazy he doesn't want to walk up out of his room at night or something.
And lazy, by the way, is not like making your bed before you leave the house. It's not. That's not being an invalid. It's not lying in bed and urinating into an expired Gatorade bottle.
Has he done anything else weird over his lifetime? Or?
Well,
I'm betting yes.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I'll take Switzerland for 100 again.
I'm going to go 2 angles here because I know the answer.
All right, well, let me just ask the question first.
Well, he used to wet his bed a lot when he was younger.
Right.
I was wondering if that had anything to do with it.
Well, keep going. What else weird has he done over the course?
Oh, gosh.
Is he okay in school?
He used to play with ropes a lot, tie stuff up.
Is he okay in school?
Yeah, pretty good.
Does he get along with a bunch of friends?
Uh-huh.
Doesn't go blowing things up or...
Does he keep his...
fire.
Tie what stuff
likes
up?
Fire.
Does he keep his feces in a Mountain Dew container?
No.
All right, just,
Actually,
I have to ask.
You do have to ask that question. That's right.
I do?
Because those things do kind of go go together.
Mountain Dew and Gatorade or feces and pee?
The hoarding of feces and pee.
Hoarding of
Gotta be
feces
careful going
and
over
pee.
to somebody's house. You want something to drink? Well, I'm fine.
That was
I'm
a Shakespearean play, wasn't it? The hoarding of feces and pee? McCrap. A pisso. All right.
All right. There are thought disorders that cause people to do these kinds of strange things.
I was talking about it with my sister, though, and she said, well, don't think it's weird because I used to do it, too.
What?
So you got some kind of bad gene.
I don't know. I don't store my pee.
And let me tell you, for a woman to store pee, especially in a Gatorade container, that is a commitment. I mean, that's no hobby. That's you know what I mean? That's a full-time job.
It looks like Gatorade.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say it's one of 2 things.
Yeah.
there's some kind of urine test type thing he thinks he's going to be. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe he's
That's
storing
very true.
for urine test.
People do that. People will store their urine. If they're doing drugs, they will, when they're not using drugs, store the urine, and when they have to get tested, they'll bring it in a bag.
Have a point. You should get extra
you really do, Adam.
Kudos for you.
I want to stroke you for that one. That's a good one.
Well, hold on.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, give you some...
Engineer Mike, card up the stroke line, please.
Do not.
Yes, thank you. Do your job. Now, I know I didn't just make this up because I carried a Boda bag around with my own urine in it for years on the off chance that I would be tested. But unfortunately, working construction, they never wanted to know. Number 2, here's my second guess, if it's not the drug thing.
Okay.
Some sort of school prank thing going on, where he's collecting enough urine to fill like a 50-gallon drum and then put it over like the auditorium and do something bizarre with it. He may have an intention for this urine. He may have plans. Like, I don't make plans for my urine.
Why did your sister keep the urine?
She said she had some kind of fascination with it, but she said she hated the smell, but for some reason she kept doing it.
Well, it's a love-hate thing. There's no doubt about that.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to scrap my first 2 suggestions and say it's just a flawed gene. There's something going on with the family.
No, I think you get the Sherlock Holmes award for the.
Yeah, you get good kudos for those.
But I've heard
Pretty
of
good.
like in the 70s, wanting to keep the natural people taking their urine and freezing it and wanting to ingest
Drink
it.
and stuff. Yeah, there was that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Gandhi lived off it. Gandhi had a chain of snack stands where he
because
served
he had
his
no
urine.
choice, man.
Is that what it was?
Sneak a piss every once in a while.
Ann?
Yeah?
Quick question. What does your folks do? What does your dad do? It doesn't work?
My dad's a doctor.
Oh, that would explain something.
You don't know what, but
No,
something.
I don't know, but it would explain something. Ann?
Yeah?
All I can say is just when you go in his room, wear slippers.
Talk to your dad about it, all right?
Okay.
I don't know what to say. Talk to your dad about it.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm worried about Junior.
Dad will take him for the appropriate consult. Check that out.
Addressing him is a good start.
All right, Drew's pointing at the screen. He's pointing to you, Bill.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
All right, I have a question.
I have to pee now.
I know you do.
Here, pee in this.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, here's the question.
Wow. It's pretty chunky pee.
I think those were ice cubes. Bill, go ahead.
All right. My girlfriend, I'm 19 and she's 15.
All right. Breaking the law. Go ahead.
It's true.
But she's had more experience sexually than I have.
Right.
And every time she knows I don't like it when she brings up her past boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever she does, it makes me feel kind of like an amateur.
Right.
Yeah, and I just have a problem with her bringing up.
You know, I'm totally down with you on that, Bill, as the kids would say. I feel the same way, and I think everyone in this room will agree. Michael?
You're older than her, and she's more experienced, and she's 15 years old, and she's making you feel insignificant sexually.
Well, I have no problem sexually because we have an agreement that seems though she's so young,
How are you feeling insignificant
Wait.
then?
Seeing how she's so young, what?
Yeah, we don't have sex. We just do a lot of foreplay and oral sex.
Mm-hmm.
Because we find that more fun than the sex itself. So, but I have no problem when we do have.
But she has had sex before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I don't like to admit this because it's just because men are insecure. I'm insecure. I feel this way. I don't like it when the person I'm dating or the person I'm having a relationship with talks about.
Yes, I agree with you. When you looked at me before, yes, I have had big problems with past boyfriends of my girlfriends. Yes.
Right, and they, and it'll like come up, and they'll make. I don't know why women do this, and they do it. And you can help us out here, but I think women give guys too much credit. They think we're more mature than we are. They think it's okay to talk about it when it's not. Guys are very insecure. There's nothing a guy hates more.
But everyone likes to feel powerful. I mean, and hold a gun, whatever that gun is.
And you want to feel like Ponce de Leon. I mean, you want to feel like you're planting your penis, and you want to feel like Neil frickin' Armstrong. One small stroke for man.
Oh, Bring it.
You know what I'm saying? You want to feel like when you raise the American flag, it is on barren soil.
This is mine.
This is mine. That some damn cosmonaut didn't get there and bang the moon before you did. Didn't do some crater smacking before you got there. That's the way guys want to feel. And they know. They know it isn't true, especially when you get a little older and you're dating people in their later 20s or these days in their later teens. You know they've been around. They know other lunar modules have set down on the surface of what is now your girlfriend. But they would like to think that way, and they don't want to hear anything any differently, and it reminds them.
In the more healthy relationships that I've been involved with, that hasn't been a big factor. You know, it might be a very small element, but I feel, that's a sign of what's a working relationship is, or a healthy relationship. If a lot of time is spent on that, maybe that's not the person for me.
Yeah, well, first thing you do, Bill, is you don't ask questions. Because guys are just as much at fault here as the women are. Because guys have to torture themselves. You know what this is?
It's like Indecent Proposal. He just goes through hell with that. I mean, he creates his own, and it's really explicit in that movie how he goes through this hell.
And the same in Cannonball Run 3.
Exactly.
where hell needs... Okay. No, you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's like when you got a tooth, and the tooth hurts, and the tooth is loose, and the nerve endings are raw, and you cannot stop your tongue from going up and fiddling with it.
Yeah.
You know what the result is? The result is pain. But you got to fiddle with the tooth. And don't tell me, Bill, you haven't asked a few questions.
I have, but it's because she like... I don't know. It's just the way I feel.
It comes up. Everything's playful. You ask that question, and then they give you... I had a girlfriend once say to me, "Oh, man, I've had every kind of penis. Big, medium, small. I've had them all." And I was like, can you believe that? Jesus Christ. I feel so bad about killing her. No, but that's it. That's it. Those marriage bells you're hearing now, you hear the sound of OJ's Bronco. Am I right? All right. Actually,
the classic relationship irony. You want, this virgin who's had a lot of experience, and this,
right.
Victoria Vixen.
It's hell. Just don't ask, and then just get over it, guys. They've been with everyone. Screw it. Move on. Ben.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted because it was such a cathartic experience.
Hey, by the way, somebody faxed us. We talked the other night about whether or not, I don't remember how this came up, how you can get yeast infections, or whether you get yeast infections from baking bread.
I said you do.
Yes, and somebody very kindly faxed us an article out of Obstetrics and Gynecology that shows that Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is something you get from pizza and bread,
right,
can show up in the vagina. Rarely,
but
it can, and it causes recurrent yeast infections.
Let me tell you, those
stay away from the wheat bread.
Those Keebler elves get around.
Ben,
yes,
what's going on?
Actually, who is there was doing the flagpole Neil Armstrong bit?
That'd be Adam.
Oh, that's hysterical, man.
Better known as Sherlock Jr.
Thank you, and mahalo to all.
Hard. Okay, well, I'm sort of having a small problem with my girlfriend is that I think she's sort of not really as affectionate towards me as I am to her.
Have you told her this?
I've tried to discuss it, but it's like she doesn't really like to discuss all these things. She has a lot of stress in her life, unfortunately.
Like what?
Like school, and her parents pressure her about that, and she's basically sort of the overachiever.
Right. Let me clarify something. When you say affectionate,
I mean...
Do you mean sex?
Huh? No.
Just holding hands?
Well, not even that. It's just as in, like, a relationship of, like, sort of, communication and stuff like that, where we can just sort of talk to one another and be affectionate. And
are you sure?
You're talking about pet names and stuff like that?
No. Nothing that trivial.
Trivial? How old are you?
I'm 16.
16? I call my girlfriend Monkey Nipples.
Are you sure?
Monkey nipple, that's a good one. I'll have to remember.
Yeah, it's a term of endearment.
Yeah, of course.
Are you sure that she's as into having a relationship as you are, or into this relationship?
That's the thing. I'm not absolutely sure about that, because both of us have not really had too much experience in dating.
Yeah, she may just really not be into
and
this.
We both like each other, but I'm not sure if she's just confusing it as a friendship.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Drew has done what he does so well. He's pulled his little pinky nail out. He has scratched the first layer of thin varnish off of your acrylic translucent story and gotten to the primer truth, which is she's not all that interested. That's why she's not affectionate. And the producer is not affectionate toward me. And I'm thinking it's because maybe she's married and has no interest in me in that way. Am I right, Ann? All right.
Maybe it's because you call her monkey nipples.
No.
That's a different
That's what I'm afraid of, because I do have feelings for her.
All right. I think you sound like a pretty mature guy, maybe a little too mature. And let me tell you what mature guys get in high school. Nothing.
Yeah. That sucks.
You date your right side is basically who you date in high school. What you need to do is she sounds mature as well. You're just going to have to talk to her. You got to say, look, I have some serious feelings for you. Do you have those for me or don't you?
I've been trying to do that for a long time, but I just I think that she's also very sensitive, and I don't want to try to put her on a guilt trip.
Hey, you're just going to have to look at the fact that you are trying to be honest and do it.
I don't want her to sort of candy coat an answer or try to feel that she needs to say something that.
I think that's just a defense. That's just a way of backing down, so you don't have to ask a question for which you're afraid of the answer.
Oh, me?
I think it's very
no, he's
very naturally.
Talking to Michael DeLuise. Listen, Mr. Denial. Seek the truth, because the truth shall set you free. All right, we still have another 34 minutes of the famed Loveline to go. Our guest tonight, Michael DeLuise. You can see him if you're in Los Angeles. If you happen to
get the shot, I just found out we're opening up in San Francisco, and we're looking for Denver and Colorado.
Oh, okay, because we have a lot of listeners
San
out there.
San Francisco was the Strand,
right? The Strand in San Francisco.
And Denver, they don't have a theater yet, right?
Right, we're looking. It's totally independent, 32 cents release.
Well, now don't say that, because everyone's going to go, I'm going to pay $7.
Serious.
It's 8 times as much as the movie.
32 cents.
All right, but people should go out and support this type of stuff.
Yeah, because of this catch-22 in Hollywood. I mean, because the big boys are so big that it's hard to start making films.
I saw Broken Arrow tonight, by the way.
Is that awesome? John Woo's like my favorite.
Oh, he is?
And Johnny T's the cool.
What is it? What's it about?
Johnny T?
He's my favorite.
Is that John Travolta?
Yes. He went out of popularity, but my love of him never died, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to believe that now. Hey, Johnny T!
John Travolta is an idol. Don't mess.
All right, I'm not going to mess. I wasn't nuts about the movie, though. A lot of budget.
Really?
Not a lot of movie. But
you don't like to see things explode up?
There's nothing I like more than something blowing up. There really isn't. But this movie was just sort of too much. You became desensitized. I left feeling jaded.
How was Christian Slater?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, not really.
No.
The whole movie's big pop.
He's a cool guy, too.
All right, everyone's nice.
Don't be
I'm a nice guy. Doesn't mean I don't screw the show up every other night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax is 310-854-4455. Chris.
Hey, Adam, Drew, and all the people around there.
Michael.
Michael, I'm sorry, and Ann, of course, in there.
Yes.
All right, here's my problem. I had this girlfriend a while ago, and we broke up, and she moved away, okay? And then I got in another relationship with another girl, and then her identical twin sister shows up in my school. And somehow she got the notion that she could, win me over or something because I went out with her twin, and she's trying to break up my current relationship.
Have you called Oprah about this?
Oh, God.
Who's knocking? Is that one of the Patty Duke twins?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, go get her.
We'll hold. So what's going on, Adam?
I'm kind of between gigs right now. Hey, how's the movie working out for you, Michael?
So I really care about this girl I'm going out with now. How do I get rid of, this twin off my back and stuff?
Wait, who was at the door? We waited.
Huh?
Who was that?
Waited.
Oh, it was a parent, don't worry.
A parent.
Oh.
Just a parent or one of yours?
It's just
one of mine,
Well, God bless him for knocking.
Well,
Are you in your room?
Yeah.
That's
well, that's kind of nice. I'll tell you. Let me just digress for one moment here, as I often do. A lot of parents are into barging in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was really respectful. My dad does that. My mom does that. We always knock. I think that's
I would have a heart attack if your dad barged into my room at almost any time of the day, wearing that hat, laughing his ass off.
I did. That's a whole nother story.
But I think parents should knock. And I think parents should knock for the same reason that boyfriends should not ask their girlfriends about their sexual history. Do you really want to catch your kid with, like, some sort of National Geographic with a hole cut in the middle of it, going at it like some little ferret on a double cappuccino? Is that what you want to see as a parent?
Well, it's a do unto others thing. I think this is a real respect.
Yeah, but of course, you don't want to see your parents going at it either.
Well, it's a boundary.
Years off your life.
It's not so intrusive. You got to respect people as individual. And
I don't want to see other people's weirdness.
And forget the fact, Adam, that you're focused on the fact that people are, every time they're alone, are doing weird things. For God's sake. But the fact is that it's just a matter of psychological health, of individual respect, that you give people their space and you respect
Chris,
it. They don't have to be engaging in some bizarre self-abuse every time that they're alone.
There's animal mutilation going on in that room. There's bizarre. There's a kind of, what's that kind of religion that Eric Estrada's into? Sangria? What the hell is that thing called? You kill chickens and stuff. Chris.
On that note, can we get back to the evil twin ruining the romance?
All right. Santeria, thank you.
What do I do?
What do you do? All right, let me recap because my brain's
kick off or what?
fried. You went out with one twin.
Yeah.
The other twin wants you.
Yeah.
You have another girl who you enjoy.
Right.
And you don't want this other twin.
We should all have these problems.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell her you don't want her.
He hesitated there.
Okay.
This is the same plot as in the shot.
No, wait a minute.
This is exactly the same.
You're a little ambivalent, aren't you?
Well, yeah, because I had this previous relationship with my ex-girlfriend, and when this twin shows up, I had feelings for her, and when she was coming on to me, it made me feel accepted and stuff like that, and because I still had feelings for my ex-girlfriend, which was kind of hard.
So is she coming on to you because she can't have you? That's
I don't know.
A rhetorical kind of thing.
She's playing on those feelings that are unresolved. Focus on a relationship. One, make your choice. Try to make that a healthy relationship, and don't get this twin thing sounds a little crazy. I don't think that's probably the healthiest thing for you. All right?
And Adam, mature guys get some.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah, if you're a sensitive guy, there are people out there.
Oh, I know. I'm very sensitive. I got my balls caught in the zipper of my pants the other day.
You kept
cried like a baby. So if that isn't sensitive, Drew.
Whoa!
Drew could care less.
I'll be on a second.
Roman.
Yes.
What's going on? You're on Loveline.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Yeah, that's good. I got a little bit of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
This girl I'm dating right now, she wants to go to Hawaii with a friend of hers.
Drop her like a lead
that
weight.
happens to be a guy.
Yes.
And so I'm kind of stuck with what to do. I mean, I've known her for a long time. We've dated off and on for about 5 years.
So, all right. You're not coming from a place of security here, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're dating. She's not really your girlfriend.
Okay.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Yeah, pretty much.
Although I do like that sort of subservient nature of Roman, where I go, "You're not really a man, are you?"
Come on.
Okay. You have breasts.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening here. I'm going to Hawaii with another guy. Okay.
You don't feel real secure in the relationship.
Right.
Right. Okay. And for good reason. And the reason is she's not committed to you. Am I right?
Right. Right.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to being right twice in a row, by the way. Drew, jump in. I don't know where to go from here. The point is you're calling this girl your girlfriend, but it's really just so when you date and she's going to the islands with a guy, and she may be having some sort of
you need to get some clarity, I suppose, with her, what the relationship is all about for her. And if you have different expectations than she does, you may need to move on.
And a lot of people don't want to ask, by the way, when they think they know the answer.
Right.
A lot of times I figure things out because I'm asking a question. Because you're asking this question, maybe you should look at the fact that you're just asking it.
Right.
Because
What
it can be a very comfortable thing for a girlfriend to go off with another guy.
Well, she keeps telling me, nothing's going to happen. They're just friends. It's a trust thing and things like that.
Yeah,
but you're still asking. That's my point.
Right. You don't feel secure with her.
Mm-hmm.
And who is this guy, by the way?
He's a friend of hers. He's like 32. She's 20.
And have they done other activities that have turned out okay?
Yeah, I mean they'll go to dinner or whatever, just as friends and stuff.
Well, it's.
But still,
well, I don't know. No,
She's
wait a
known
minute.
him the whole time in your relationship?
Excuse me?
She's known him the whole time in your relationship?
No, she's known him probably about a year.
See, what I've experienced is girls like to overlap. They like to get a guy, they like to get a friend, and they go, they're friends, and then they start to see them, and then they have someone to, they cut their cords and they go to this other guy, and they say, thank you very much, and that's...
Yes, Michael. Yes, every time I've broken up with somebody, actually every time someone has dumped me, they have had a new guy who they've been going out with within a week, usually somebody from work or from some new circle of friends who they've sort of
lined up.
Now they weren't fooling around on me, or maybe they were, but I'm not going to accuse them of that. But they will sort of line them up. It's kind of like this. You ever see a basketball game and the coach sort of signals to the bench and the guy takes his sweatsuit off and he stands there and he starts limbering up? That is the guy.
The bullpen.
Because you are going to get... That's right. When the skipper signals to the bullpen and you see the guy get up and start warming up, that's you. In a minute, the new boyfriend is going to be in a bad golf cart and he's going to come out and they're going to walk out and they're going to give you the hook and you're going to go home and you're going right for the rosin bag.
But as a result, I won't go out with a girl because of that. If they say they're with a boyfriend, I don't respect that. I don't like that. I don't think that's okay unless I know them as a couple.
Right, because it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Whatever
I won't
way,
be the other guy. I won't even be the bullpen
You want to
guy.
know how your relationship's going to end with somebody? Figure out how their last 3 or 4 relationships ended. That will be the way yours ends. And speaking of the end... we're gonna let you go. I know he took his jacket.
No, you're not gonna let me go. I'm not going out.
Well, it's not letting you go is kind of a euphemism. We're gonna throw your ass out of the studio.
Why?
I just saw you take your jacket off, and I was gonna go.
I thought this was a 2-hour show.
It is,
What's going on?
Well, because the last 20 minutes, Drew and I sort of reflect on each other. All right, you want to hang out?
Yeah.
If you're gonna if you're gonna be a baby about it, you can hang out.
See the shot.
All right, we'll be back. All right. Well, we tried to kick out Michael DeLuise, but he had spot welded himself to the chair and was going nowhere. And
I'm personally inviting all my friends and family to come on down.
I don't know if there's enough room for all your family in here.
Not only
no choice. They're a very husky crew, and there's a lot of them to boot. Michael, you could have seen on 21 Jump Street if you were alive while that was on. Whatever happened to that Johnny Depp, by the way? Boy, did he...
He's in
I think he's doing some
He's
snuff
directing
film.
a movie, actually.
I know. He's going nuts, that guy.
Yeah.
And who knew? I hate when really good-looking guys are really talented.
And really successful.
And not gay. It ruins all my theories about life, humanity, God, and his infinite mercy. Sequest, that's still on.
They canceled that show. They sold that sandwich.
They did, but that'll live in syndication hell for
submarine
years.
has screen doors.
You know the problem with Sequest?
Yeah.
Didn't have a catchy theme song. You get something like the Beverly Hillbillies or something. Hey, they're all living in a sub. They got a dolphin that's smarter than I am. You sell shows with theme songs. NYPD Blue, that's still on.
Yeah, that's still in. I just did another one. I played Dennis Franz's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's the He's cool.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He didn't have.
And
You
nice,
guys didn't have
too.
to.
Every time I see him, he goes, hey, he receives me. There's no ego about him, and he's been doing it for so long. He really relishes.
He knows your dad will have him killed if he doesn't kiss ass. Am I right? He'll get one of Bert's lackeys to come over there and stomp a little Fran's ass. Oh, by the way, you didn't have to show your ass on the show, did you?
No, that's a scary thing, though.
Yeah.
Coming into work to do a TV show and do a BA.
And also the
BA
movie
time.
The Shot, which can currently be seen in Man Westwood. Drew, you have a fax you want to read real quickly?
Oh, yes. One of our listeners confirmed what I'd said about the potential for twins to be in the same hot tub.
Well, don't try to make yourself right on this one, Drew. I think they're more refuting what you said.
Oh, no, they're not. Here it is. With regards to the hot tub, dizygotic twins, fraternal twins, will always have their own hot tub
Let
and placenta.
me explain that the hot tub was an analogy I made for the woman's sack. Wherever, where chicks keep kids when they're not born? In there.
Dizygotic twins mean two separate zygotes. Monozygotic twins, identical twins, have three options depending on whether the cells separate. They can have separate chorions and amnions, and share a chorion but not an amnion, or share both chorion and amnion. Meaning they can have their own hot tubs but share a placenta, or each have their own placenta and hot tub.
Right.
Or share everything.
Right, and there's a Murphy bed in there somewhere. And as a carpenter, I can tell you that chorion is also a form of synthetic marble that's used for countertops.
Spelled a little differently and a different substance, that's true.
Who the hell cares? Drew, what phone?
You had me read that.
All right, what calls you want?
Let's try this fellow.
Carrie?
Lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Carrie. What's happening?
I'm having problems with my boyfriend's brother. He's bothering me and my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend's brother?
Yeah.
Like the guy in like Bill Paxton in Weird Science?
Where you hit him with the shotgun?
No, not like that. I mean, like, he's totally jealous of me and my boyfriend because he hasn't had a girlfriend yet. He's like 15 now.
Oh, he's the younger brother.
Yeah, I'm going out with his younger brother.
Oh, I got to tell you that.
He's the older brother.
No, relax, or we're going to throw your ass off the show again, which is an idle threat because we know you never leave. You do have to. You're going to just sit through till Lycus comes in here at 4 p.m, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Listen, what's going on is she's dating this guy's younger brother, and this guy is hassling them. He's jealous. He's 15. He's not dating. There's nothing worse than seeing a younger brother having an active social life, and you're not getting any.
I've had both. I'm the middle of 3 boys, so I understand now.
Right. So if you see your kid brother like bringing home the ladies,
and he did, he was really sociable in high school. He was popular,
right?
Which I was jealous of.
And
too.
you're just sitting there with that styrofoam wig head and Bert's rug, and you're like combing it. You're on like mop detail, and he's having this hot tub party, and you're just sitting in there like Cinderella. I mean, that would kill you, wouldn't it?
Wasn't quite that accurate. Something like that.
So this guy's going to have to talk to his brother.
Well, yeah, we both talked to him. I mean, I talked to him today even. But then I called my boyfriend. His name's Matt. I called him tonight, and his brother got him in like deep trouble with his parents.
Uh-huh. Well, what did he do?
He like told him something he did a long time ago or something. Something really immature.
They know about the smuggling heroin thing?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right. So this is a kiddie problem. I don't want to sound like I'm being too condescending or something, but this is nothing. This is fine.
Okay.
This guy will get bored. He will get tired. He will find a girlfriend. He'll get involved with Cub Scouts or something, and that'll be that. You know what I'm saying, Carrie?
It's a bummer, but it's a petty bummer.
It's a petty bummer. It will pass. It is a PB. Am I right? We need more petty bummers in our life. Now. I wish I had problems like that now. Briar.
Hi, Briar.
Hello, Mike. Hello, Dr. Drew. Hello, Adam.
Hi.
I've got somewhat of an egregious problem. Every time me and my boyfriend, well, actually recently, my boyfriend and I have sex, he sort of likes to pretend that he's raping me in somewhat of an odd fashion, I suppose. He says things that sounds like he would say something that somebody would say something to, promote kind of a dominating stature.
He's degrading.
Yeah, I consent to the sex we've had, but then when he gets into it, he like pushes me down and he holds me and I can't get up, and my wrists hurt and I've had like bruises on my wrists, and he's like, oh, and he says like really dirty things.
So
just kidding. No, nothing.
What did she say?
He said it.
I didn't say anything.
We got the S word in there. Mike, did you? Oh, you're so good, Mike. You're getting a raise. I'm giving $5 an hour now. Yeah, you don't like it. See, guys are confused because a lot of women do like, and again, here comes the letters, but all I'm saying is we get calls during the course of a show where people say, my boyfriend's being real passive, I'd like him to be more aggressive, I don't mind him, a little spanking, a little rough stuff. Is this going beyond that?
Well, yeah, it's the last 2 times Nigel and I have had sex. All of a sudden he's like turned into this sort of, I'm going to get you.
Is there drinking involved with this?
He calls me degrading names, and he pushes me down, and I'm like, get off of me, you're hurting my wrists, and he doesn't respond. He just.
So you're not enjoying this, but is there drinking? Has he been drinking when he does this?
No, he doesn't drink or do drugs or anything like that, and
well, first off, if he's going to do, I would suggest that he smoke a little pot. Drew gives me a look, but that would take the sexual wind right out of his abusive sail.
Why would he all of a sudden be...
He's just probably getting more comfortable with you, and his real sort of attitude is coming through.
Let me explain about men here, sexually.
Well, I feel really violated.
This may not be a good relationship for her.
No, this is not a good relationship for you. I'll tell you what the deal is sexually. Sexually, a lot of guys, they put their game face on when they go into a bedroom. They get psyched up. They think it's more pleasurable for them to do this domination thing, and they think they can, do a better job. It's like a boxer hating their opponent. Why? So they can go in there and justify beating the crap out of them and get their job done. And then when it's over, they turn into, I have a lot of respect for the guy. He's quite a competitor and all that kind of stuff.
Well, this is the last 2 times, to my understanding.
Well, you know what he told me? He said that he was made fun of a lot when he was a kid because of his name. And
he was degraded.
And and now he's taking his anger out on everyone.
All right. Have you?
That doesn't mean you have to accept it. That doesn't mean you have to tolerate it.
Where is Nigel, by the way?
What?
Where is he?
Right now?
Yes.
I don't know. He's probably asleep. It's 1:49 here.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking of confronting him myself. You have confronted him then.
Well, yeah, I've told him to get off of me because he won't.
I know, but let me explain something. Once you're in a way. Uh-huh. And then he just looks at as feeding the fantasy. Like, when he's on top of you, he's got a handful of your hair, he's slapping your ass, and he goes, you love it, don't you, bitch? And you go, no, I don't, you're hurting me. That's just more fantasy for him. You need to talk to this guy before you head into the bedroom.
Well, I did. I told him after. I said, you really make me feel uncomfortable when you do that. And he's like, he didn't really say anything.
Well, you need to have a dialogue with him about this, and it doesn't sound real good.
If you don't like it, don't tolerate it.
Yeah, here's the rule. Don't do anything you're not comfortable doing unless I tell you to do it.
No.
Isn't that the rule? Or my buddy Michael.
That's right.
Says, I said it was okay, but you're going to need a note. You understand?
Unless we sign a note.
John.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Oh, no.
What's going on, John?
Hey.
All right, here's my problem.
Yeah.
All right, my little brother came home.
Yeah.
From the Naval Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a girly dates when he comes home, right?
Right.
And when he took off, right, I started kind of, well, she came on to me and stuff. And,
right.
We started getting it going on.
No.
What?
She came on to you?
Oh, yeah.
Meaning,
she was hitting on me and stuff. So, I started taking her out, figured, my brother's gone.
Yeah, right. He's in Bosnia risking his life. No reason you can't bang his woman.
Well, it's not really his. I mean, he wouldn't really care.
Right.
I mean, that's not the issue. That's not the problem.
Wait a minute. Let's.
But have you told him
I'm
about
going to take a quick vote here, John. Just hold it. Show of hands, guys. Do you think he would care? Yes.
Can I grow another hand?
Michael raised both hands.
Well, I know. I mean,
They can say they don't care.
problem. That's I'm not calling to because listen. Anyway, this chick, right? It's been a couple weeks anyway. We're having sex, right? And she says, "Choke me."
Mm-hmm.
Choke me. So I'm like,
You're like, let's call Nigel and get some pointers.
No, but not. I mean, like I didn't know what to think at first. So like I'm going to swim, and she started, put my hands on her neck, and I started, choke around then, and she like got really into it, this and that, and I guess it was, it was all right. It was no big thing. I'd never done it before, but she's done it a couple times since, and it's like I'm thinking, what if like I kill her or something?
Which can
This
happen.
is a very dangerous
yes,
thing.
it can happen.
Potentially.
Is there any kind of a waiver I can make her sign?
No, you can just not do that.
Wait a minute. Is there any kind of what?
Waiver. He wants a release.
Durable
power of attorney.
I think you're walking on shaky ground all the way around.
A directive to sexual partner.
A waiver. I would like to get the blowjob waiver signed before sexual encounter. Drew, could you draft that up for me?
In the event of laryngitis.
Listen, a lot of people that asphyxiation thing.
What the hell?
Asphyxiation.
It's up here on the board.
When you're getting choked?
Yeah.
A lot of people are into that sexually. A lot of people like hang themselves while they're masturbating and all that.
Die because of it.
Right, but if you got to risk something, now's the time. I'm saying you make but don't go nutty. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I'm I don't know.
Don't do it.
Don't turn into Mr. Hyde while you're tanning hers. And we'll be back. Oh, well, I would be remiss if I did not tell everyone that Cameron Bancroft from 90210. I'm a tremendous fan of the show. I was taping it tonight. 2-hour special tonight. Blockbuster. Melrose
thanks
Place.
for letting me...
I don't know. He's from...
90210.
90210. I don't know. I thought there was a one a little earlier in there, but be that as it may, tonight we have Michael DeLuise. He's
Thanks
in here.
for letting me be here, guys.
We appreciated you being here for like the first 10 minutes, and then we really wanted you to leave. But
thanks. Well, I really enjoyed it, and I'm here to talk about
plug. Go ahead and plug.
Okay, The Shot. It won the New Orleans Film Festival, and in Wales, England, it was picked by Film Threat magazine out of 200 movies. So go see The Shot in the theater near you.
And what about that other production you're working on with your brother?
I'm directing and starring in with my brother a movie about two private detectives, Dicks, which will be out sometime next year.
And I'm hoping it's a comedy.
Very funny.
Very funny.
Very funny. Action comedy.
You're going to invite us because we'll be the judge of comedy.
Hey, amen. Yes.
Okay.
Sing it.
All right. Well, I would like to thank the lovely and petite Lori for answering the phones tonight. The beautiful,
Lori.
Yet efficient Sherry.
All right, Sherry.
I just call her Stretch now. Producer Ann. Long, lean, legs for days. Tremendous smile on her. It's like a douche commercial every time she enters the room. Mike, more like a hemorrhoid commercial when he shows up. Mike, the engineer. I would like to thank controlling the applause. I'd like to thank myself, Adam Carolla. I would like to thank him, Dr. Drew, and Michael DeLuise for showing up tonight. And we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you. So that's it then.
The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy, happy, happy. Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins. Thank you.